Welcome everybody to the Call of Duty Rec League. I am Jake here today with Bluffsy. We got the Silver Mixed North semi-final matchup between the Chicago Hunted and the Paris Letdowns. We're here on Brainberg Hotel, and boys, had a nice start for Chicago.
Definitely is a nice start. Chicago are starting off on the good side. However, you can already see they're trying to rotate into that P2 spawns, trying to get those P2 spawns. And Paris doing a great job of just holding them off. They're very much okay with giving Chicago as much hill time as possible on that P1. But you can see Paris is already trying to get a little time on that hill. And Chicago seem to be into that P2 area getting the spawns. Great job by Chicago right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Chicago, they get that first chunk of time on the P1. They might get the final chunk as well, as you see player 5 is here. But, you know, as you were saying that, Chicago, they had those P2 spawns, and just like that, the game flips on its head. Now it's Paris with the control of that back fire truck area. But you do have two Chicago Hunted members trying to fight for this. Let's see if the gunfights go their way.
Paris currently is on the hill, and Carrier seems to be the only one right there. He is holding off that spot area, and you can see Paris in a great position right now. They do have spawns. All they need to do is just watch the reception, watch the spot area, and you can see Chicago trying to flood in from that spot, trying to get hill, trying to get spawns, but too little, too late. Paris in a great position right now, just a 4 wide from the side of Paris. You see Sorrows is on a 4-3. He is 6 and 2, so great start from him. Make it 7 and 3. Great job from Paris right here.
Yeah, I mean, the kill feed has been orange for such a long time here in this game so far. And, you know, Chicago, they find that final 20 of scrap time, but it looks like it's going to go Paris's way this time. Artorius is now here fighting for this new hill, and I'm not sure Chicago's going to be ready for him. Big kill there from control, but Paris, they're doing a great job of already pressurizing this P3 area because we both know how big this hill is.
It definitely is a huge hill, especially if you're already set up in it. And Chicago does a great job of rotating as well as getting a little scrap time on P2. But you can see Paris already getting ready to break this hill, side of the Grim Reaper, all the way on the Reaper, all the way on the back. And he gets the pick right here. No, he can't. He does get picked off, and just like that, we see the kill feed going from orange to green. And Soares, though, with a 3-piece. Can he get the 4th? It's a full wipe from Paris, and just like that, they do break the hill. And they are in a great position right now to take a commendable lead going to that P4.
Yeah, and that kill from Sorrows just absolutely enormous. And he's still going on a 5 here. 13 and 4. Make it 14 and 4 on a 6 now with a cruise missile in the back pocket. He's being that explosive player for the Paris Letdowns, and it's making a lot of the difference there. I mean, that's a big point swing there, Blepsy. And now Paris Letdowns, they have a sizable lead. Chicago Hunted forced to rotate again, but Paris, they're already here to fight.
And Chicago is doing a great job of rotating on the hills, trying to get the hills before the other team, before Paris. However, Paris are just doing a great job of breaking these setups by Chicago, making sure they get scrap time as well as hill time. And you can see they're already set up on that P4. They don't have favorable spawns. However, if on P4 right here, you can get a spawn trap going. If you have the Chicago spawning on the spot, which is exactly what they're doing. And Grim Reaper right here with a huge Sorrows is on the hill. He does get gunned down, unfortunately. And Chicago's doing their best to get into this match. They are only down by 40, so it is not too late still. And it is still early in the game. However, you can see they're doing whatever they can to have Chicago off the hill. They're just doing a great job of taking the scraps right here.
That's a big 4 down because you see Chicago Hunted. They're now forced to rotate. Paris most likely going to get a lot of that scrap time, and they do get a good chunk, but Control is able to fight Carrier off of it right there. Paris Letdowns, they have the rotation to this new hill. They're already up 50 in this game so far. This would only extend their lead. Chicago are going to need a big break sooner rather than later.
And this is something we haven't really seen from Paris, which is getting the rotations early. Typically, Chicago's the one getting the rotations, and Paris is just breaking them. But right now, Paris does have the rotation early, and just like that, Chicago does break this hill. If Chicago gets the last 40 seconds, they are back into this, going to this final hill. So it's a huge hill right here for Chicago, and they need to do their best to play perfect COD and get back into this game.
Most definitely. Fully agree with you there. This is a big chunk of time right here. Paris, they obviously have that back plat spawn, but Chicago Hunted, they are already pressurizing that kitchen side area. You see all the Paris Letdowns rotate, but that really does open up for the Chicago Hunted to kind of push through themselves. You see player 1 Carrier, he spawns out deep. Shitty Poo, he is going to find that, you know, backside area, but he gets cut down. Now it's all up to Control. Can he find a couple? This would be a big couple kills if he can get some.
It definitely is, and Control's in a very favorable position and great patience from him, making sure to have his team rotate onto this hill before he does push. His location is currently not known. Was he gunned down? I don't believe so. Oh, he's still under there. He did just got gunned down by Soros, and Paris is in great position right here to take a commendable lead, make it a 70-point lead. If they take the rest of this hill, Carrier can he get the pick? Yes, he can. Soros gets another as well. He does get gunned down by Aztec, but Artorius is right there, just so you know. And a very solid hill from Paris right here, getting the rotations and playing in the right spot.
Yeah, big 40 seconds here for the Paris Letdowns. If they could find this final 20, it would be a big difference maker before the rotation of this first set of hills finishes off. 154 to 103 is the score now. And we all know how big this P1 is on the second rotation of hills. It's kind of a new money hill. Obviously, the first time around, it's not so much of a money hill, but this time around, you can definitely make something of it. Sorrows 22 and 13 for the first set. He's definitely the difference maker here for this Paris Letdown squad.
He definitely is. And just like you said, on this P1 hill, some teams are more than willing to give up those P2 spawns and try and get a full 60 on the P1. And you can see Chicago's doing exactly that. Paris do have the favorable spawns for the next hill. However, for this P1 hill, Chicago's in a great position. Shifu just gets great two-piece right here. Artorius, though, making sure not to lose those P2 spawns. I believe Paris is okay with giving hill time to Chicago on this P1. And Chicago will be back into this if they do take the remaining 20 seconds, which they seem to most likely to be able to do so.
Chicago Hunter, they do have that rotation. Player 6, the X factor here, it's Control yet again. In the backside of the map, you're going to be okay with giving up the Paris Letdowns that final scrap time as long as you can find these spawns for this new hill. Because this P2 is going to be the game changer here. This is the Chicago Hunted's opportunity to either, come back and maybe find a lead here, or the Paris Letdowns to kind of, collapse this push. Player 2 Sorrows, he's been everything for now, but the kills, big 2 kills from Joey J Killer, the third one from the Chicago Hunted, but Paris Letdowns, a couple of them get those back spawns. Can they find the pinch onto hill?
And Chicago just doing a great job after losing that last hill on the first set of rotations, losing a lot of hill time, getting a lot of hill time on P1, and getting the rotations for this P2. P2 right here in a great position to get picks. He does get one, however, Grim Reaper does shut him down, and Paris are currently on this P2 hill, soaking as much hill time as possible. It is a much closer matchup than anticipated at the start. Paris were definitely in a commendable lead, however, Chicago doing whatever they can to stay in this game. And you can see they're already rotating into kitchen. They have 2 players right now set up for that kitchen spawns, and Chicago is doing a great job of getting the scraps and making sure to rotate into that P3 hill.
A big 2-on-2 here to fight for this hill. You got Sorrows and Carrier against Control and Joey J Killer. The kills going the way of the Paris Letdowns for now. The contest is there, but Sorrow's going to play it slow, play his time. There's another one for him. One more kill would be the break, and they are able to find it. That's a big early break for the Paris Letdowns. Chicago Hunted, they want to fight back in real quickly. You can see those arrows flying, but the Paris Letdowns doing some more as well. The kills coming in. Joey J Killer, such a big impact in this later half of this game. This is the Chicago Hunted's big opportunity to tie the game up here. They have not had the lead just yet, but this hill could be the difference maker. Chicago Hunted 10 away from tying it. You see the Paris Letdowns, they're on the rotation.
And Chicago seems to be okay with giving Paris 3 rotations. You can see they're trying to take as much hill time as possible. Soros, though, in a great position right here to watch the rotation. Can he get the pick? Yes, he can. And just like that, Paris is fully set up for this P4 hill. They will be down moving into this P4 hill. However, they are in a great position to take the lead and more.
This is a big spot right here. P4, not a hill you expect to get a lot of time on, but if Paris Letdowns can make it happen, it may make all the difference here in this map. One big first kill out of Grim Reaper. Can he find the second? He does. Another player there, though. That's going to be eccentric for the trade. And now Chicago Hunted, they're in that hill. Big team kill out of the Paris Letdowns. You can't win it here if you're the Chicago Hunted, but you can get darn close, that's for sure. You're going to want to fight for the scrap time for the Paris Letdowns, but Chicago Hunted are finding all the kills right now. You may have to start thinking about the rotation. The kill streak gets called in, but they cannot find their way in this hill.
And Eccentric right now in a great position, making sure to keep Paris Letdown in that spawn trap. He does get gunned down. However, Chicago are getting the rest of this hill time. They'll only be 10 seconds away from winning. And you can see Paris already giving up, already moving into the next hill. However, Eccentric is already there into that rotation.
Oh.
He does get gunned down though, and Paris are in a good position. If they take the rest of this hill, they will win the game. So Chicago has to do their best into rotating into this hill and breaking it.
Back and forth, the pendulum swings. You see the Chicago Hunted trying to make a break happen. They're pushing in through that rug side of the map. One kill goes their way. Pooh finds another one, and that's a lot of the Paris Letdowns falling. It's going to be Carrier against the world here. He is able to find one. Can he find a second? No, he does not. Pooh still here. Artorias back and forth. The trades go. It looks like the Chicago Hunted win that trade battle, but the fight still remains. 221, 241, 26 seconds left on the hill. You may not be able to win it here if you're Paris Letdowns, but you still can as long as you find one more break for the Chicago Hunted.
And right now, the hill is heavily contested. And if you see, no team wants to lose their... definitely prioritizing playing their life, then getting gunned down. However, Paris make sure to get the last 10 seconds. And you can see Chicago already fully on that last hill, trying not to repeat the mistake that they did on that first set of rotation. Paris, though, ready to flood as soon as possible. Chicago, 9 seconds away from winning this match.
Joey against the world, and he isn't able to find anything. Sorrows breaks on in. The trade's still there, back and forth. He's reading the player up top, but Control with the perfect pinch. The fight gets won as well on the hill. 7 seconds left to go. Can they win it here? Carrier's going to try to fight on through. He doesn't find anything. The contest is there. Big kills from Sorrows. The last player to fight is going to be Grim Reaper, and he's unable to make it. Chicago Hunted close out the map one in serious fashion. 250 to 234. What a game, Blepsy.
What a game indeed. And Chicago just doing a great job of chaining one hill after the other. They were down by 70 at one point. They didn't give up.
Welcome back, everybody. Here we are, game 2 of the series. Game 1 goes the way of Chicago Hunted. They were looking absolutely fantastic in the second half of that game. Let's see if the momentum carries on here to the game 2. We got Elasilo search and destroy. We got Paris on the offensive end.
Just like that, they immediately slay Paris. That's how you want to start.
Yeah, a quick round 1, and I think those quick rounds help assist those those momentum based game modes. It's like when you get shut down real quick in an opening round, don't let it go to like a 1vx situation. It can be, it can be kind of rough for the opposition to kind of bounce back from. 1 kill goes the way of Paris Letdowns. Chicago Hunted now on the offensive end. And a great way to start the search and destroy would be to go up 2-0. And I'm interested to see what they want to do here. It looks like they're taking the bomb to the outskirts of the map here. Oh, Eccentric gets cut down, but Grim Reaper picks off or bites off a little bit more than he can chew, and now you see Joey J Killer. He's able to just sprint across the map here and get this bomb down on B. Sorrows and Carrier have yet to move. They're still waiting for potentially an A push. It looks like they're kind of reading the situation now. They are going to wrap over to this B side of the map, but you got to think Pooh has some sort of information. Does Carrier get cut down? You got Control looking at him. He gets found out. Another round goes the way of the Chicago Hunted. They look good so far.
And a beautiful play by Chicago right there. Just rotating from that A control area, from that radio tower, getting the important picks, and then having the awareness that the B bomb site is open, wrapping around, getting the picks, playing discipline, knowing that Paris is going to have to push you, and just getting the right kills at the right time. Great, great offense.
Yeah, you got to have a decisive creative play here on the offensive end because you kind of got to shut down Chicago, right? Because you got 2-3 streaks on their side. That's halfway to a cruise for 2 players. You do not want to allow that cruise to come through because on a map like Elasilo, it can just be so impactful. You see player 8, though, that's going to be Eccentric. He's moving quick. He's got the dead silence popped, and they're not ready for him. He is able to find one. The trade does come in. Can Carrier find the trade? I don't think he will. But still, a 3v2 scenario. Player 4 is on that bomb, and they got to get the bomb down sooner than later. Oh, Pooh picks up Carrier. Now that bomb is in a very precarious spot here. Reefer is able to pick it up with the quickness, but I'm pretty sure Pooh is able to spot him as well, and he does. He hears those footsteps before that dead silence pops, and Chicago Hunted put another round on the board. This one's on pace to be a quick one, Blepsy. Chicago Hunted moving different here in the game, too.
It definitely is on pace to be a quick one, and you can see Chicago just playing very disciplined. As soon as they see the players, they don't over chow, they don't ego chow. They try and get
Apologies, everybody. My microphone has cut out for just not hear that well, but that is on me. I'm going to have to fix that problem right up. I should be able to hear everything now. Yes, I can. 3v2 scenario for Chicago Hunted. This is Paris Letdowns' first potential round they can win here.
players doing exactly what they needed on that defensive round.
Yeah, apologies, everybody, if the audio is a little bit messed up. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with my whole situation right now, so I'm trying the best I can do. It is my fault, so I will take the blame for that, but hopefully it happens as minimally as possible. Please bear with me, chat, because I am doing my best here. Paris Letdowns, yet again, on the offensive end, and First Blood's going either way. How does this continue? Because you know, this is an interesting start. Yes, it does. And I we might have to take a quick break after this game because I know that chat is not hearing audio right now and I do not know how to solve it. I'm trying my best. I don't exactly know why this is occurring, but it is a issue that keeps on persisting. And my apologies again, chat. I'm trying my best, like I said, but 3-2 in the favor of Chicago Hunted. This is how we try to continue. We can hear now, and that is all that really matters.
Yeah, we do blame Activision. It is always Activision's fault. So right now, Paris trying to tie it up 3-3, and you can see Chicago going for that play that they did on that A side. But however, Saros does get one pick. Joey does even it out, so it is a 3v3, and Bomb is very far right now from either side. Can the Grim Reaper though get a pick right here? Carrier does help him out. 3v1 situation. Bomb very far away from control. Control last alive on side of Chicago in a 3v1 situation.
Another big kill for the Paris Letdowns. They find that round win, and that's kind of what they needed. A big 3 straight for the Paris Letdowns. They even the odds here, and that's kind of the momentum they needed, to find their way back into this game here. You know, if they weren't able to, you know, find that, this might be a slow, like we said before, that was going to be a quick one, but instead, they're back.
And Paris just doing a great job winning it round by round, just taking it one step at a time. And just like that, it is evened out. And right now, they are looking to take the lead. You can see they are pushing that A site, and it seems a more favorable site for them for sure. We haven't seen any B pushes from them. They are playing a bit more conservative, making sure no one does flank them, as Chicago have done before. So
The slow push here. Player 2, we see him. He has made his way all the way over here, and this is a big spot to be in. If he could maybe find a kill of some sort, maybe, you know, a pick, an opening blood would be such a big factor here. He's right next to Pooh. They're so close to each other. They can't find each other. They find the W. That's Sorrows with the first blood. The trade close to coming in, but on the other side of the map, not much movement has happened with the bomb.
not much movement has happened indeed, and Paris just like that take a 3-2 life advantage, make it 2-2, eccentric, evening out the odds. Does Artorias know that he gets a huge pick on eccentric right here? Right now, 2v1 situation. Joey's the only one alive. He does get a pick, makes it a 1v1, though. 15 seconds left. Carrier has to pick up the bomb and get the kill.
Can he find it? They're right next to each other. He's not going to be able to get that bomb down, but player 7 is on the other side of the corner. Can he chow him? No, he will not. He does not opt to do so. And, I mean, if he had time to get that bomb down, Joey did not check, but does not go into his favor. Back to the game here. You can kind of see it below Chicago Hunted's scoreboard there, but you see Chicago is sitting at 4 rounds here, and Paris is sitting at 3. So Chicago needs to win 2 rounds to close it out here. Paris need to win 3, and yeah, this is a big point in the game. We've had a couple of resets. Everybody's had their moment, and looks like we're going for an A hit for the Chicago Hunted.
And Chicago do start off on this offensive side, but you can see they're playing very, very passively. Not a pick has gone down, and only 15 seconds remaining. Still a 4v4 matchup right here. And Paris just making sure not to overextend and just holding these bomb sites.
Shots coming in from Eccentric, but no kills either way. A lot of hit markers from Sorrow. Control's able to get that first blood onto the side of Carrier. They should be able to hear Joey J Killer, but with so much time wasted, they only have 30 seconds to spare. They got to get this bomb down soon.
They do have to get this bomb down soon, but Chicago does have a 32 life advantage. Almost makes it a 3v1. However, Joey gets a couple of picks and then goes onto that B side, and he will be able to plant this bomb right here. It's all up to how Chicago holds off this push from Paris.
Player 4 and player 8 so close to each other here. Who's going to find the first blood in this 3v2 situation? Chicago in range of going up 5-3 here. Now a 1v2 for Artorias. Only 25 seconds left to go, and this B site is so hard to retake.
And Artorias is in a very tough position right here. He does have to retake that bomb. Time is ticking down, and just like that, Chicago is 1 round away from taking this matchup and making it 2-0. However, they are currently in 5-3 rounds, which means the 5-3 curse is alive. Can they break it?
A good point there. That's a good point. 5-3 curse is most definitely alive, but Chicago Hunted at match point. As it goes, of course. And they're on the defensive end as well. Eccentric on a 2 streak, has a good round last round. Him in control, working in tandem to find that round win. But now you see some of the Paris Letdowns moving toward that outer side of the map. But Joey, he's getting aggressive here.
He definitely is getting aggressive, and you can see Chicago get the first blood. Can they get the second? Joey barely gets away with his life, and right now, Chicago in a 3v2 situation. Paris still have to plant the bomb, and they are pushed all the way back. Joey is able to get away with his life. However, I'm sure he gave information to his team on the whereabouts of the Paris players. Huge kill from Artorias right here, though.
Huge kill indeed. But Control is going to be on that rotation. Artorias, he's going to be ready for it. He finds it. Trying to keep the Paris Letdowns alive is Artorias. And they have the opportunity to wrap it straight to B here, but not sure they're going to do that. You see them both jump down, both toward that A bomb site. There's one. He cannot find the other one. What a close round from both of these teams. The Paris Letdowns find one. Now it's a 5-4 game. One round away from that round 11, and I mean, both of these teams have matched up so evenly in this series so far.
And shout out to Artorias. Paris being down in a 3v2 situation. Artorias getting 2 picks, making it 2v1. Favorable position for them. And just like that, they do win the round. However, we've seen how aggressive Chicago can be, especially now on the offense. They might want to go and wrap around from the A control site. And you can see most of Chicago are actually going into that soccer field area. Control right here. Can he get a pick on carrier? He does see him for sure.
They get that information. They all turn this direction. You see Artorias. He sees so many Chicago hunted heads. But they're able to sneak their way toward this bomb site almost. Can they get his way into the bomb site? Eccentric does. They have so many players trying to fight them. Carrier is able to pick one. Another one for Sorrows. That bomb is going to go down. So the retake is going to have to come in. But you only got 42 seconds left to do so. And you got to fight through Eccentric with the Vaznev on bomb. Oh. Wow.
And I do believe, Jake, the round would score would be 5-5 currently. Is that correct?
That's the way I'm reading it, Blupsy. It looks like we're going to a round 11 here.
Could be anyone's game right here. And unfortunately, due to the reset, it will be Chicago on the defensive side for sure on this round. So that might give them a little bit of an edge. However, we've seen Chicago just come out swinging. So they might want to play a little bit more passively if they do want to win this. And Paris, just keep on doing what you're doing.
Fully agree with you there, Blupsy. Who finds the round 11 win? You see Paris Letdowns taking the same approach that the Chicago Hunted did, but they're playing it slow. They're trying to work toward B, but they're taking their time here. I'm not sure that's the right play because they could have just sprinted straight to it, but nobody from the Chicago Hunted worried about the B site. Might be the perfect push from the Paris Letdowns, but you got to work quick. Somebody from Chicago are going to have to react. Joey J. Killer, not ready. And Control seems to be the first one, and he is able to find the first blood. Big kill right there, but Artorias there to even the odds. The retake needs to happen soon. You only have 35 seconds left in this round 11.
And the Paris team extremely spread out, which is exactly what you want to do on this B bomb site. Make sure to have Chicago have to check every single angle. Sorrows does get one, make it a 3v2 Control. What can he do from this position? Does he see Artorias? He does, and he makes it a 2v2. However, he doesn't have much time to work with right now. It's all up to Poop if he wants to clutch this round.
And with 11 seconds left to go, I don't think he has time. This looks like it's going to be a 5-3 curse. The Paris Letdowns make the comeback, and they even the series at 1. Look at Grim Reaper with some celebratory spins. And wow, the Paris Letdowns come out on top here in the game 2.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back, everybody. Here we are, game 3 of this semifinal matchup. Paris Letdowns with a big game 2 victory, a 5-3 comeback in the game 2 to even the series at 1. And, you know, I bet me and you both know, Blupsy, that really does change everything here.
It 100% does, and you just get the momentum from that S&D. You can see, though, Chicago right now playing as aggressive as possible. They are only up on the life count by 1. However, the match did just start, and Chicago do get that first pick in. But Paris, like you said, that momentum. Chicago, though, clearing them off, and they will take over A. However, like you said, momentum is very important coming into this.
Yeah, big 2 kills out of Grim Reaper right there to open things up. See, Chicago Hunted, they still have Joey J. Killer over here lingering, and he's being a nuisance. They're able to find one. There's so many more Paris players to cut down. He finds a second. And the more kills he gets, the better. No doubt about it. As long as he's a problem, the Paris Letdowns have to deal with him, and they already got players on this B point. But Joey J. Killer is being such an issue here.
He definitely is, and he finally does get gunned down by Artorias. However, Chicago in a very good position right here to close that out. They're already one tick, and Pooh is in a great position right here to hold off the Paris team and cut him off right now. He is set up for that spawn trap. He gets 2. Can he get the 3rd? He does get out away from his life, and Chicago right now just stacking the point. Word to Gyms.
And just like that, the round, sorry, is over. And I mean, what a great way to bounce back from a search and destroy comeback against you. I mean, to a very quick round 1 win here in the control. I mean, that's exactly what you wanted. If you are Chicago, that's exactly what you needed.
And Chicago just coming and frying. Joey, eccentric, just being the difference makers on the team. They're getting the kills when they matter. They hop on the point when it matters. Just perfect round from Chicago. However, Paris are looking to do the exact same thing.
Oh boy, eccentric with another big 2 kills. He finds a cruise missile while he's at it. And just like that, Chicago hunted in the spawn trap control. He's got control over the map, if you know what I'm saying there, Blupsy. They are forced to push through this field side of the map. And, I mean, there's already Chicago hunted here.
Eccentric just doing bits right now, being a menace in the soccer field. Sorrows does finally get the pick. However, Pooh in a great position to flank, and Control showing why his name is Control, taking over right now. And Paris decide to move on to the A side instead. However, Pooh making sure they don't get that first tick.
Only 43 seconds left to go if you are the Paris Letdowns. The Grim Reaper looking for players, but he doesn't find anything. It's going to be Pooh still on this point, still playing for a cruise missile. He's not able to find it. And the Paris Letdowns are able to find 2 players onto that A point. You see the Chicago hunted spawning out deep now, but with only 1 player stacked on this point, it's going to take a while before it's captured.
It definitely is, and Paris did stop the time. However, look at the life difference. They are down by 7, and just like that, the point is contested. Carrier does need to get a pick. He can at least wait for his teammates, and you can see a massive fight is going on to that B side. Carrier, though, gets the first, but he does get gunned down, and just like that, there's 2 players from Paris on that B point. Carrier does his job to make sure he distracts the Chicago team. However, Joey, make sure he has something to say about it right now. Chicago in the driver's seat.
Isn't able to find anything else, but with only 22 seconds left to go, they're forced to go toward that A point, and they got to fight their way through Pooh, who's on such a strong head glitch. Let's see what Reefer can do as he gets cut down. Only 10 seconds left to go, and you see they're so deep into the spawn. Another kill comes in for Joey. Joey and Eccentric have been the dynamic duo here in El Asilo Control. They have been cooking from start to finish, and it's already 2-0 in their favor.
Chicago Hunted playing like Chicago Hunter, bro. They have been doing bits, especially on this defensive round. Flawless round from them, making sure not to give up either point, not to give Paris a chance to get into this. The live advantage was on another level, and Joey and Eccentric just keep on pushing, doing exactly what they've done in that first offensive round and just kicking it up a notch.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what you needed, no doubt about it. This is Chicago's way to fight their way back into this series here. I mean, they lost all the momentum after that game too, but I mean, in a blink of an eye, they just get it all right back into their hands. And, you know, the control is not over yet, no doubt about it. We've seen our fair share of control reverse sweeps, but with the way that Paris Letdowns have kind of been shut down here in the game 3, it's very much so an uphill battle. You got to fight through Joey. You got to fight through Eccentric, who are playing so good right now. And I'm curious to see how they do it, but it's 1 round at a time. It starts here.
And Control in a very good position to watch the cutoff area, and he's just being very patient, waiting for his teams. However, Paris right now outslaying Chicago and doing a great job on the second set of defense round that they have. Pooh, though, does get a huge kill right here. Sorrows on the flank, gets 1. He is watching the soccer field. Can he get the kill right here on Pooh? Yes, he can. Can he get the third? No, he does get shot down by that nade. And just like that, Chicago right now can hop on that B point. They only have 30 seconds left, so they have to do it. They have to do it quick.
Yeah, I mean, after a 4 down, you are essentially, forced to hop onto a point. Big shots out of Eccentric right there. Can he find a third? He does. Wow, Eccentric with a humongous 3-piece. Can he find the fourth? Pooh cleans it up for him. And now, player 3, that's going to be Joey. He had him in a spawn trap for just a moment, but just like that, the life count turns on its head. Eccentric is still going with a chance to get a cruise missile in his back pocket. Things looking dangerous for Paris Letdowns, even though we're at tied life count. Only a minute left to go in this game, but the kill feed has been green for so long, Blupsy.
And it continues to do so. Artori is the only one left on the side of Paris to be able to help. And Grim Reaper with a massive nade right there. Sorrows does get at one as well. And Paris do fend off that first push on that A point for now. However, Chicago trying to push back and trying to finish this out with a quick 3-0.
Chicago Hunted still have artillery in their back pocket. They have the cruise missile. They have somebody on the flank that's going to be controlled. Can he find the first blood? He does. And he's going to run away from it. Carrier doing a great job of picking up this deep rotation, but while that happens, the rest of the Paris Letdowns are going to be spawning out. You see Control playing slow, playing patient. They find Artorias now. Paris, they're going to have to move quick because Sorrows and Carrier, they are the difference between a win and a loss here. 22 seconds left to go. 8-9 life count, Blupsy.
The life count is pretty much even, and you can see Chicago do get that first 2 sets of kills. However, Carrier is in a position to help out. Control, though, gets the COD timing on him, and just like that, Chicago clean out Paris. All they need to do right now is stack. They only have 16 seconds left, and Paris are spawning on the complete other side of the map. It seems to be GG's right here. Shitty Poo doing bits on that spawn trap.
Another kill for him. That means that the Chicago Hunted are going to win this El Asilo Control in a 3-0 fashion. And I mean, what a map we had right there. That was dominant performance from the Chicago Hunted. They just looked so comfortable from start to finish. And welcome back, everybody, to the semifinals of Silver North Mixed. Paris Letdowns versus Chicago Hunted, game 4. Chicago Hunted with a dominant game 3. Let's see if they can keep it up here in the Mercado hardpoint. They're on that good side, but those kills from Paris, they split those spawns.
They definitely do, and right now Chicago looking to end this map as soon as possible and take a 3-1 win. You can see Paris is getting a bit of hill time on this P1, but as everyone knows, P1 can get very mixy. And you can see Chicago get the right kills at the right time. All they need to do is gun down Artorias. However, Artorias making sure not to give up those P2 spawns.
Paris Letdowns doing a great job of finding those spawns. Fight is here. Chicago Hunted pressurizing the hill very well. They are able to break on in very swiftly. Paris Letdowns kind of get broken from the inside out. It's just one of those things that happen on Mercado, but you would love to have that back. Carrier is able to break back on in. Back and forth the pendulum swings. The hardpoint control is all over the place. And, I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point. Somebody's going to have to rotate.
Someone is going to have to rotate. And you can see Chicago are trying to break it at least one last time before they do so. So Paris don't get the rest of the scrap time, but just like that, the kill feed is orange. And you can see Chicago already set up for P3. However, Carrier in a great position right here to get a couple of picks and help his team out. He does get one, and Carrier and Artorias gets the other. And just like that, Paris get scrap time on P2 as well as the rotations. This is exactly what you want to do if you want to take it to a map 5.
Another big kill from Sorrows. Big 2-piece out of him. A perfect rotation from the Paris Letdowns. Eccentric, the only player in range of kind of fighting for, as you see player 3, that's going to be Grim Reaper. He was shutting down that cross. Another kill from Eccentric. Carrier still there to help out. But Sorrows the big 2-piece. Carrier with a third. Now it's going to be Control all alone. And after that kill, Chicago Hunted spawning out deep. Grim Reaper holding down that mid lane. And this is getting dangerous for Chicago Hunted. They got to start the rotation to new, and you see them do it now, but the damage has already been done.
Damage has been done. And the Eccentric right here, though, gets a huge pick, making sure to at least not give up those Barber spawns. And you can see Grim Reaper, though, making sure to do whatever he can to help his team out. Artorias is the only one on hill, and Joey does get gunned down by Soros. Right now, kills going back and forth for both teams. However, it does seem like Paris is slightly in a better position to hold on to that Barber hill. Artorias right here with a huge two-piece headshot, and just like that, Paris once again get scrap time on the hill as well as the rotations. This is perfect COD we're seeing right here.
Yeah, the hard point most definitely looking to be in their favor in this map right here. They were looking good in the first hard point as well, but it ended up going Chicago's way. So Paris Letdowns, they do not want to give it up this time around. Nobody can break these hills. Chicago Hunted are able to finally break on in, and I think before anybody was able to get a kill streak as well. But at this point, 25 seconds left to scrap time, you're going to have to start to rotate, and it's going to be Carrier. He's already here.
And Chicago in a very tough position. They have to balance out getting scrap time as well as rotating, and Paris are very satisfied with just giving up that 10-second scrap time and making sure they're fully set up for this next hill. Chicago will go into this being down 60 points, so it is not the worst situation that they can be in. All they need to do is chain 2 hills, but Paris already set up for this hill, just doing a great job on rotation.
Big kills back and forth. Control and Joey J Killer were trying to fight on into this hill, but Paris playing it quite well. Control is still around, but he chows at maybe the wrong time, trying to make something happen, but it just does not go in their favor. Paris Letdowns in range of putting this as a 100-point game right there. Paris Letdowns, Sorrows, 16 and 8, absolutely frying right now. Everybody is positive. The rotations are there. The teamwork is good, and the holds are immaculate. So great plays out of the Paris Letdowns. This is looking like a game 5 to me.
It definitely is, but you can see Chicago finally getting that early rotation and getting the kills when they matter right now. They are okay with giving up the scrap time to Paris, and they are just trying to get back into this matchup with this last hill. And right here, though, Grim Reaper with that massive kill. Chicago, though, are in control of the top cantina.
Kills looking to go Chicago's way, and they are. You see player 4 spawning out quite deep, along with the rest of the teammates. Player 2 spawning out deeper as well. You see player 7 Control, or Pooh, is able to read this spawn as well. They know what direction they're coming from. And this game is not over yet by any means. Everybody knows that if you are going to make a comeback, Mercado is the hardpoint map to potentially make it happen on. But it would have to be some perfect Call of Duty, no doubt about it. Control playing it perfectly. He finds one. He has some assistance as well. 19 seconds left on the clock to this new hill. But Chicago Hunted, you see player 6. That's going to be Eccentric. He's already worried about the rotation.
And we've seen Chicago make a huge comeback on that hotel hardpoint. And they're trying to pull off exactly what they did. Right now, if they too take the entire 60 on this next hill, they'll only be 10 points down from Paris, which will pretty much be all evened up going into this next P1 hill. So Chicago just doing a great job. However, Paris right now able to swarm into this hill. They have control of mid, but Pooh does get a massive pick right here.
The cleanup comes through, though. The next question is, where is Paris going to spawn? And the answer is, it's going to be at that tin area. So Eccentric, he's in charge of kind of shutting down the push. Pooh is able to pick up one in mid. The shots are there, and Chicago has been playing some picture-perfect Call of Duty here in the second half of this game. They are in range of, tying this game up, and that's just not something that I would have expected to see just a moment ago. Their big chance was kind of that P6 to P7 rotation, and I mean, Blupsy, they most definitely did it in range of closing out the series here and moving on to the grand finals. It's not going to be a tie game, but boy, is it going to be close.
It definitely is, and Eccentric and Control just doing whatever they can to help their team out right now. 21 and 13 each. It's a great job from them. Paris, though, we've seen what they did on this first set of rotations, and we've seen what they can do on the P2 hill, the P3 hill, and then back to the P4. So Chicago are definitely going to look and not make the same mistakes that they did on that first set of rotations. And right now, no one able to get any hill time on this P1 hill.
Carrier is able to hop on that point for just a moment. You see Chicago Hunted spawning out somewhat deep. Nobody kind of fighting for this P1 time. Everybody just so worried about the P2 spawns. You see Eccentric. He might be able to split the gap. Maybe make his way through the back. Artorias is going to be watching it. The snakes are going to be there. The kill does not come through. The final 15 could go the way of the Chicago Hunted. You got a cruise missile in the back pocket if you're Control, and now could be the time to use it because you do not want to let this game get any closer into Paris's favor.
And just like that, it is a tie game going into this P2 hill. Joey in a great position, and just like that, Chicago are in control of this P2 hill. Claros, though, making sure not to give up any hill time on this P2. He does get the first pick. Can he get the second? No, he doesn't. He gets gunned down by Eccentric, and Chicago looking to take a huge lead going into this P3 hill.
Control with a humongous two-piece right there. This game has been turned on its head. The Chicago Hunted now have the lead and up by 20 points. Joey J. Killer with a humongous three-piece to slow down the push. 27 seconds left on the clock for the Chicago Hunted to get. They are going to try to fight on in here. You got two players to fight for it, and they are going to win that battle. They're going to be playing for that scrap time, and now you got two players at noob, but a lot of Chicago Hunted members going to be fighting for it as well. You see Carrier. He's all alone up here with the AR in hand. The rest of the Paris Letdowns fighting for it as well. One more player down low. That's going to be Grim Reaper. He gets cut down. Now Chicago Hunted on the new hill. They can win it here. Paris Letdowns are going to have to break if they want to stay alive in this series.
They do have to break, and at one point we were saying that Chicago might not reach the 100-point mark. They were fresh to 200, looking to end this game in quick fashion right here on this P3 hill. Right now, a perfect hold from them. Paris do need to break. Control does get one. Eccentric does get another. Chicago 25 seconds away from closing this and taking moving on to the finals with a 3-1 win over Paris.
Paris Letdowns throwing bodies at the hill, but it's just not working. Carrier trying to sneak on in. He finds one, but does not find anything else. Only 10 seconds left to go, and Chicago Hunted are holding down this hill from all sides. Only 8 seconds left to go, and the kill feed is green from start to finish. Chicago Hunted make the comeback happen, and they move on to your Silver North Finals. 3-1 the series goes, and what a hard point that was, Blupsy.
What a hard point indeed. I mean, being down almost 100 to chaining the last two hills on Mercado and just not